It'll never happen to me.
Early May, a motorcyclist was travelling along a two-lane road towards a city centre area. It was approaching lunchtime and the traffic was fairly heavy. The weather was fine and the visibility was excellent. As the motorcyclist approached a junction, a small van was approaching the same junction from the left. The motorcycle was travelling well within the speed limit and the traffic lights at the junction were green for the motorcycle. As the motorcycle entered the junction, the van suddenly appeared from the left and collided with the motorcycle, throwing the rider off, causing them to suffer critical injuries. At the same time, I was on a motorcycle training course on the same section of road, albeit about half a mile back from the scene. Coming across the queuing traffic, the three of us on the course made our way through the queuing traffic, at this point not being aware of the reason for the volume of traffic in the area. As I approached the junction, I could see a single paramedic bent over someone in the road undertaking CPR. I parked my motorcycle and immediately went over to see how I could assist the paramedic. It was at this point I could see that the casualty was a motorcyclist, as I could now see their motorcycle laid on the road a short distance away and a small van in the middle of the junction with obvious damage to it. The paramedic asked me to help him with CPR while we awaited further medical resources to arrive at the scene. I took over the heart compressions while the paramedic continued to fight to save the motorcyclist's life. This turned out to be one of the most sobering times that I undertook CPR during my career. I was there in full bike leathers, looking at the rider I was desperately trying to help save, looking at the motorcycle, then looking at the motorcycle I'd been riding, and I couldn't help thinking how vulnerable anyone on two wheels is. Other paramedics arrived along with police officers and I was asked to help with the road closure. The casualty was taken to hospital where, despite the best efforts of medical staff, the rider succumbed to their injuries and tragically passed away. Getting back on my motorcycle was incredibly hard after that, as although I was all too aware of how vulnerable some road users, including motorcyclists, are, until I'd been at that collision performing CPR on another motorcyclist, I hadn't really thought how quickly things can go catastrophically wrong even when you're doing everything right. During the subsequent investigation, it was established that the driver of the van had misread the traffic lights and had failed to see and stop at the red traffic light, not seeing the motorcyclist until they had collided with them. The motorcyclist had been doing nothing wrong and lost their life due to the inattention of the van driver. The van driver didn't go out intending to kill or injure anyone that day, but due to their actions behind the wheel, an innocent, vulnerable road user lost their life. The van driver appeared in court charged with causing the death of the motorcyclist and was sentenced to 18 months in prison. There were no winners in this case, and if only the van driver had been paying more attention, this collision would never have happened. Don't think it'll never happen to you.